What is up, YouTube land? It's your boys. No Ben today. I forgot to tell him till like 7:30, and it's 8. But also he works tomorrow morning at like not pretty early. So he was like, "No, I'm lame." So the cool Bros Bros are here.
We're here to finish RE4.
That means next time we'll be doing FF7 Remake.
Actually, yes. I'm excited to go back. Oh yeah, I have to push a button.
Oh yeah, I don't have a part for Lifeline ready.
What's the
Today?
No. Sorry, I've like not been home.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, we can do Metallica as much as we want, and we can do Let's Tries.
Let's tries, baby.
Just so we understand each other clearly, I don't trust
Next
you,
week,
nor does Wesker.
I get deviated septum surgery, so I'm off for a week, so, or like 6 days or whatever, so I'm just gonna play Lifeline the whole time. I'm just gonna yell.
I also have that, but I don't think I'll ever get it actually worked on.
All I know is that I have constant headaches, and the first time I went in, the guy was like, "How long have you had this?" What's? I'm sorry, I just got off of work.
Deviated septum?
No. He was like,
Headaches?
hold on, my brain. Just give me a sec.
Once he gets Ashley back, his job.
What's the thing where it's like an infection or whatever? He was like, "How long have you had a nose infection?" And I was like, "There's a word I'm not picking up right now," and I was like, "Oh, what?" And he was like, "Yeah, you like,
I don't always play by
you definitely have like an infection there," and I was like, "Oh," and he was like, "Yeah, it's probably because also it's deviated and nothing can ever drain out of there," and I was like, "Cool, let's fix that." It's been a long process.
Yeah, I don't have headaches or anything like that, so that's why I don't really.
It's just, like, I can never breathe, and it's constantly full.
Yeah, I mean, I can only breathe through one nostril at a time.
Yep.
And it's weird because it changes. I don't know the biology behind that, but it's pretty weird.
So I went in first and to like check, and it's this whole thing. So first I had the infection, and they were like, "All right, so first things first, we have to give you all these antibiotics," and I was like, "Okay," because I literally did not know I had that. What? And then, like 2-3 weeks later, I came back in and they were like, "Okay, we had to check to make sure that was good to go." And then they were like, "We have to," essentially they had to do every single possible thing first, so the insurance wouldn't be like, "We're not gonna cover this." So they had to like go through all the bells and whistles.
Oh, nice. Are they covering it?
For whatever, like there's still like a copay and whatever,
Yeah.
but yeah.
That's cool.
So I got rid of the infection, and then I did the CAT scan, which was like another month wait process, and then I had to go in again for them to go over the CAT scan with me, which was another month wait process. So it's been like 4 months. And finally, I'll be able to the way I knew that it was like I was doing the right thing is they did this thing where they put like a bunch of like, I don't know, numbing agent and gauze like way up in the nose, and I don't think this is too disgusting. And then when they pulled it out, I was like, oh my god, it was the first time ever in my life I could breathe. Like I was like, holy crap, like it was the best feeling in the world. I was like. I told him, I was like, I've never been able to breathe before this, and he was like, yep, essentially.
Well, that's cool.
Because I guess it's, like, always filled or whatever, so I'm like, my voice might even sound a little less nasally, so get ready for that, folks. Because your boy, when he talks, only talks with his mouth. I don't know if people talk with their nose, but I cannot.
I don't even know what that means.
Like, I don't know, like enunciating from like anywhere but your throat. I don't know if that's a thing, but I'm happy regardless. Regardless, I will, on my off time, I'll have literally nothing to do but be in pain, so if I'm gonna be in pain, I might as well play Lifeline, right?
You probably shouldn't do that, because that's a lot of talking.
I'm curious to see, like, how, it'll affect that. I don't know if, like, me moving my mouth will really matter. Nice shot.
Not nice shot.
Not nice shot. But yes, that's the reason that I don't have Lifeline ready.
That is fine.
The one time I had any extra time, which was Monday, because it was Labor Day, we closed at 5, I was like, I'm streaming Guitar Hero, screw this. I'm not doing stupid Lifeline. At least with Guitar Hero, I can, like, play, and even if I, like, don't beat any scores, I'm like, I had fun. But with Lifeline, I could play for, like, an hour and be like, okay, I didn't get any further. But, folks, we're gonna beat it.
How was that not a headshot?
Well, also...
Spencer's gonna replay that footage right now.
Absolutely. Up! That looked like it was on the shoulder, unfortunately, as we just saw in the ultra slow motion replay that I do.
Yeah. So there's a golden link so you can get over here and some other things, but there's also enemies, and I really don't need money at all, so we're not gonna do it.
Yo, we could start doing face cam, bruh. Because the way I have it set up for streaming, we can do it.
Yeah. I mean, we can have your face cam. I don't want to.
I'll just sit there and have my feet up and be like, yeah, I'm playing.
No one wants to see that.
I know. Also, I wear very comfy clothes when we do this, so...
Or I should say, people are finally seeing you. Oh yeah, so we're starting, I didn't mention it, but Mission 4 is all unique areas, I believe.
That's cool.
This is the only mission with unique areas. Mission 5 also just reuses a bunch of stuff.
Well, I noticed the place you were before, you were, like, in similar areas, but not quite the same.
And see if you can, like, notice it. This really feels like the environments we're about to go in, like, the next 2 or 3 areas, really feel like RE5 maps. I don't know exactly what I mean by that. They're very big, and they're, like, objective-focused, and enemies spawn in all the time. They're exactly like RE5 maps. So you can definitely see the precursor to RE5 in this, like, re-release.
I was gonna say a similar thing, like RE5 or 6, obviously 5, because they were probably working on 5 when Separate Ways was, you know.
Yeah.
But the first thing that comes to mind is that it's multi-layered the whole way around, and RE5, because it's co-op, has a lot of multi-layered stuff.
Yes. And, like, this is very multi-layered, and there's, like, 2 sides to this, and you have to, like... What we're doing right now is, like, bringing down there's, like, 5 gun batteries that we have to take down. So we have to find the blue card key, and then activate the battery with the colored card key, and it's exactly like an RE5 map.
Right. Except for it's single, which is interesting. But yeah, because in RE5, except for a few areas, I feel like a lot of it is very open like this. Purposefully, because it's an action game, and there's obviously nothing wrong with that. And it's also a co-op game. So you're not gonna have, like, RE5 in, like, the mansion, even though I guess they have a little tiny part in the...
Oh.
What?!
Did I not have full health? Also, like, I think... Did I pick up the colored key? I wasn't noticing, because I think you get it, like, really fast.
I thought you did.
I thought I had full health.
Wait, isn't it right there? Oh, no, never mind. That's weird. But yes,
I remember that I just did this today. The key was very close. I think it's on the first level, possibly. I'm not sure.
This does remind me of 5. I thought you picked it up. It's the one where it shows up as a key item, right?
Yeah.
It's just straight ahead.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't paying attention at all.
Does that automatically stop it? Like the gun from shooting, or is that someone on the gun?
Well, you activate the gun battery, and then that destroys the things that are shooting at you.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I want to save my grenades. We have to do 2 very annoying boss battles.
One thing Resident Evil related that I'm not happy with, folks, is more and more, every day, more people are becoming RE6 apologists.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay. I just wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
You got it, though. You got it the first time.
Yeah, I just wasn't paying attention.
What, do you have to put it in somewhere?
Just right here.
Oh. But anyway, that's not cool, folks. We don't, like, more and more I'm seeing, because one of the main things that I watch on YouTube nowadays is, like, people doing just, like, really deep dives into games where they'll be like, this is the Dino Crisis Siri retrospective, where they, like, talk about the ins and outs of, like, the whole thing. And I'm just seeing more people being like, you know what, RE6 wasn't that bad, it was just kind of like an action game, you know, it had a lot going for it.
Resident Evil's going through its own Zelda cycle.
Yep. I remember, folks, I'm old enough to remember sitting at the lunch table in high school or middle school at 8th grade, where people were like, "Did you see the new graphics on the Zelda Wind Waker? It looks so bad." And I was like, "It looks cool." No, Zelda's realistic. You're stupid. And now, what's everyone's favorite game? Friggin' Wind Waker. I don't like Twilight Princess, but I also remember people very much didn't like Twilight Princess when it first came out. I know it's not like a fan favorite, but people are still like, you know, better than when it first came out. Are people finally doing Skyward Sword apologizing?
I don't think so. People were guessing that was going to happen when the remaster came out, but I think Skyward Sword is just too polarizing for everybody. Like, the story is weird, the gameplay is bad, the remaster, like, even though it's 60 FPS and it's supposed to have better controls, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Once in a while they have...
I don't think Skyward Sword will ever be, like, truly loved, but it isn't, like, hated like Zelda 2.
Yeah. I think every once in a while they'll have one where it's like, Zelda 1, no one ever hated that, even though I don't think it's that great of a game. Sorry. Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and Breath of the Wild are, like, the 4 that there was never a period of hate. Even Majora's Mask. Everyone loves Majora's Mask nowadays as, like, you know, very artsy and whatever. But at the time, Majora's Mask just wasn't Ocarina of Time. Like, I'm not saying it got, like, hate, not like Wind Waker, but, like, people didn't understand it.
Yeah, and also, it just came out really late in the N64's life,
Yes.
and N64 didn't really do that great, and people were kind of just like... I think it came out the same year that the PS2 came out, so just no one cared.
Yeah, 2000.
Other than, like, hardcore Zelda fans and Nintendo fans.
We got it. I don't even consider myself a hardcore Zelda fan, but we definitely got it when it first came out.
Yes, we did. Because Majora's Mask is... I don't know if it's my favorite Zelda. It might be, though.
I still really, really have to play Link Between Worlds. I know that I'm going to like it.
I mean, if you liked Link to the Past, you'll probably like it.
I certainly did.
Because it literally it's just Link to the Past 2 Electric Boogaloo. It literally uses the same map and everything.
Wow. Not the worst thing.
It's one of those things where, because of that design that they decided to do, it's like a really fun, like, when I played it the first day it came out, and I beat it over the weekend, and it's like, that's all I did. I just played that game over and over. I found it so fun. But then after that, like, after I beat it, like, a month later, I was like, what happened to that game again? It's not super memorable, because it's just, like, the same... I like it because I like Link to the Past.
Makes sense. And the most forgotten Zelda game is easy for me. Number 2 is definitely Oracle of Ages and Seasons, because people just, again, came out really late in the Game Boy Color's life, and it had the whole gimmick of being both. But by far, and more than even the CDI ones, because everyone knows of the CDI ones because it's meme rate. I don't really count that one as like a main series one.
Because that one's definitely forgotten.
Definitely, is Minish Cap. No one ever talks about Minish Cap.
Yeah, that's another Majora's Mask situation where it came out so late.
So
in GBA.
late. We got a copy traded in the other day or week, and I, like, literally, I was like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we never see it. And it's the only pure Game Boy Advance one they made. Because the only other one, like, they remade Zelda 1 and 2. Well, not remade, the the classic NES series. And then they put Link to the Past on it. And the only Game Boy Advance one was literally Minish Cap, and no one ever remembers it. I would say people remember Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass more than Minish Cap. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. Game seems interesting too, but I definitely want to do Link to the Past first. Oh, I'm sorry, Link Between Worlds first.
Yes. Get off. What just shot me? Is there still battery up there?
Yes, to your left. To your right. Up.
There. Because you kind of have to hurry.
I don't think any of the console Zeldas are really forgotten about, except for maybe Four Swords, if you count that.
Four Swords Adventure,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
That just feels like one of those titles that they released, and they were like, am I gonna get hit immediately?
Resident Evil has way too many games in that there are definitely ones that are forgotten. Like, obviously, Gaiden for the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, but also who cares about, like, Revelations?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I really like Revelations 1 and 2. Like, I definitely prefer them to 5 and 6. No question at all in my mind.
Resident Evil Revelations 1, I tried to replay, but I found the console port to be really, really, really disappointing, because, like, the aiming controls were just, like, really bad.
What happened to the thing?
I think I shot it in the middle, and it was, like, blocked by the piece of metal. You didn't see, like, the effect that was exploding.
You sunk the Titanic. Wow. Too soon? Too soon.
What were we just talking about? I can't think.
Revelations.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The aiming controls in Revelations 1. At least I played it on, PS4. I just found them very weird. I'm sure it's fine on PC, but...
I played on PS4 as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I really enjoyed it.
I think I played it, like, right after Village, which Village lets you, like, custom tune your sensitivity, like, to whatever you want. I think that's what I was expecting, but it was, like, really not that at all. It felt very laggy and delayed to me.
The multiplayer stuff is one of the weirdest, Sorry, I thought I knocked over my drink, but I didn't. The multiplayer is one of the weirdest ever because it's fully multiplayer, it's fully co-op, but at the same time, like, I don't know how to explain this. You don't always watch the cutscenes at the same time. It was, like, bizarre. Like, it was fully like that, but sometimes you played and sometimes you, like, didn't. Like, the other person would just sort of be like, oh, hold on, I have to do something. And you're, like, just, like, waiting. It was absolutely bizarre.
Yeah, that does sound weird.
I do like Revelations 2 because the story itself is actually not pants on head like Resident Evil usually is. I mean, Moira, Barry's daughter, is, like, awful, but she does have a good redemption arc at the end. Even though her whole thing is, like, she's Claire's second person, and the second person in that game, like, is an assist character. They don't, can't you turn it?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That works.
Is an assist character, so they can't shoot. So Barry's helper is a little girl, so she can't shoot. And Moira, like, had an accident at an early age with a gun, so she's like, I can't in any situation ever use a gun, even if there's 10-foot-tall monsters coming at me.
Yeah, even if we're trapped in this hellhole.
No, I can't do it!
Yeah, I remember, and then there's female Wesker.
Literally,
I'm starting to remember. Oh, yeah, and the game...
Alex Wesker.
And the game ends on a cliffhanger of, like, what if the little girl is evil? And then they never followed up on it because there's no Revelations 3.
Well, Revelations 2, I know Revelations 1 on the 3DS sold decent, but I don't think Revelations 2 sold very well. I mean, I don't know, they didn't put money into it like they did Resident Evil 5 and 6, clearly, but it was, like, nowhere near that level. So, yeah, Capcom was probably like, nah, we're good.
Yeah, and they also release it really weirdly. Like, it makes sense, because it's like, you have the 5 episodes, and you have the Claire portions, and then the Barry portions. But because of it, it feels like a TV show again, like Revelations 1.
Dude,
it's weird.
I'm so glad games don't do that anymore. There was a period of time where that was, like, everywhere. Like, Life is Strange, Walking Dead, Telltale, all those Telltale games, Revelations. I think the Game of Thrones game by Atlas was the same. Like, there's just, like... It was so annoying. Also, it was annoying as a game store, because sometimes you would, like, look at the physical copy, and it would be like, Season Pass disc. Actually, it's only episode 1 until episode 2 comes out at question mark time.
Yeah, and Telltale was the worst at that, because they would do stuff like release 1 episode, and then they would release a physical disc, and it'd be a season pass disc, but the content for the rest of the season wasn't actually made yet. So it was just like it was just a disc with 1 episode on it with, like, the promise of it being completed later.
I never buy DLC. Do they still do season passes? Where essentially it's like, hey bro, buy the season pass and we promise when stuff comes out, we'll give it to you.
Yeah, it's kind of phasing out for, I don't know, like, battle passes and just, like, cosmetic DLC.
Yeah.
Season passes still exist, but they're not nearly as common. I'm trying to run through this, and I'm getting BTFO. Because
well, I remember there were a couple where it really bit them, came back to bite them, like Bioshock Infinite. I remember it was like, everyone was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get the game and then spend the $20 on the season pass and I'll get all the crazy DLC. And then the DLC was, like, really, really delayed. And I always thought that was such a brilliant marketing move, but, like, really scummy. Oh, rip.
Not a good idea. But it also got rid of those two guys.
Because, like, the average... I wish I knew the average amount of time someone holds on to a video game, like a new release video game. Like, of course, there's some people like me and Trev that are just going to have it forever, even if we don't ever play it again. But there's tons of people who, like, trade it in towards another thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you get someone to spend $20 on, like a deluxe edition or the promise of DLC, they might literally forget that that DLC exists and just, like, trade it in, you know? And then, like, a year later, they're like, oh, yeah, Buried at Sea, Bioshock Infinite's out. And it's like, oh, dang, I sold the game. Or, like, you just forget about it.
Yeah, that's exactly why they push season passes. It's like pushing gift cards. It's like, spend the money now, and hopefully you don't actually spend it in the future or care about the content later.
Yeah. So I'm glad that's not really as much of a thing. And I really don't think I would ever do it. I cannot tell you as at the store how many times, like, within, like, definitely within a month and oftentimes within a week or two, we get, like, a deluxe edition of a game traded in, and it's like, bro, it's like, you spent, like, 80 or 90 bucks on this, and you're, like, done with it already. Like, that sucks. Like, yeah, maybe the game sucks, like, Mass Effect Andromeda or something like that, but it's like, dude, they totally, like, conned an extra 20, 30 bucks out of that, you know? Which is,
Okay, so
that was pretty cool.
very weird RNG.
But yeah, that's, like, like, I can probably count on my hand the amount of DLCs I've bought, but I'm definitely going to buy the Village one, because I just love Village so much.
I can think of, I'm pretty sure I can count the amount of times I bought DLC on one hand.
Yeah.
And that's, well, obviously Rock Band, but does that count? I guess it
I
does.
don't think so.
But I bought the Dead Space 2 expansion, and when I played it, and it was like 60 minutes long, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, it was alright, but...
Been a long time, comrade.
Although I've been playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, and that has a ton of DLC for characters. And there's like an Ultimate Edition, but it only includes like the Season 1 characters, and there's like a whole bunch of other characters, and they're all like $5 a piece. Oh yeah, I have to do something.
Yeah, that's so annoying. Like,
Ada.
at that point, just give me...
The bitch in the red dress.
Woo!
Looks like we have the upper hand here.
They actually had the Ultimate Edition on sale up until like the start of September. And I was thinking about buying it, but I was like, oh, it only includes like 8 of the 20 DLC characters.
Yeah. Like, just, if it's gonna be the Ultimate Edition, like, I don't know, I hope the game's not $60,
You each other?
like, digitally anymore,
No.
but, like, just make the Ultimate Edition 60, and then include everything. Don't do, like, the Killer Instinct way for Xbox One, where it's like, Season 1, Season 2, like, that's just so...
Yeah, they definitely did that.
Ugh.
Although a lot of the DLC characters I don't even really care about, so I was thinking about just buying like the cool characters like Gogeta and Vegito.
Hey, look, it's Pan.
There's Videl, which is like kind of interesting, but I don't really want to play as Videl.
Do they have Hercule in that game?
No.
Ugh.
Survival skills.
I'm trying to think of what the DLC is. They have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, which is pretty cool. The GT character.
What? They recognize GT as a thing?
There's also a GT version of Goku, like the little kid version.
No way.
And he has actually the power pole as well, which is cool.
On top of that is
For all the pants on head stupid things that Dragon Ball has done in its lifetime. It's so funny that GT's the thing where they're like,
oh,
what?
There's one more GT character, Super Baby. You know, the baby that took over Vegeta's body.
Oh yeah.
But he barely looks like Vegeta. But like the adult baby.
I know GT is not even really good, but I enjoyed it. It was short and sweet and to the point. It reminded me a lot more of Dragon Ball than obviously Z did or anything.
Especially
afterwards.
the first season is very Dragon Ball-esque because it's like literally Kid Goku and Pan and Teenager Trunks going across the universe looking for the Black Star Dragon Balls. Which, by the way, the Black Star Dragon Balls are the stupidest concept ever. It's like
remind me again.
They're just Dragon Balls that were in Corrin's tower for no reason, and
doesn't Garlic Jr. do something with it? Pilaf. Oh my God, that's old school.
Pilaf just asks for Goku to regress or become a child.
Yeah, that's right. That's
why he's a kid. But literally, the Black Star Dragon Balls will destroy the Earth in 1 year if they don't search the galaxy for all of them.
Yeah, I get it.
It's so stupid because there's so many times in Dragon Ball that, like, Kami or Piccolo dying would be a disastrous event because the Dragon Balls would become inert. But at no point were they like, you know about these Black Star Dragon Balls?
I get it. I do remember Baby, I think, was pretty cool.
Yeah, Baby, I mean, the entire concept of taking characters you know and, like, making them villains because they're, like, possessed, it's a pretty cool concept. That's actually why I really like the Garlic Jr. filler arc in DBZ as well. Yeah. Because they do, like, the same thing.
I think Super Android 17 was fine.
Yeah, Super Android 17 is pretty meh.
Did they end with Baby? I kind of forget.
No, Baby was actually the catalyst for the Super Saiyan 4 transformation. So that's like at the end of Season 1 into Season 2.
Didn't they end